go. And the final game of the round saw Sheffield defeated at home 22 points to 47 by Featherstone Rovers. By at home, of course, I mean in Wakefield. All of which means Hull KR sit top as the only 100% side, with Featherstone, Toulouse and London making up the rest in the top four. Dewsbury remain winless, and now Bradford have managed to halve their points deduction, so we just sit 6 points adrift of them.
Do you have any comments on the other games?
Well, do you know what? Actually, I threw my toys out the pram a little bit with Bradford because I was following it on Twitter on Sunday afternoon, and they'd fallen behind against Batley, and I feel a bit guilty because I just put my phone in my pocket and went, another bloody...
It was tit for tat in the first half,
another result that's going to go away from us, and Batley came out and scored first in the second half, and that was kind of where I left it and thought, I'm just going to come back in and see what the result was, and I wish I hadn't, because it seems like the Bulls turned around and showed some grit and came away with an impressive win. They are playing for the shirt down at Odsal a lot more, the players these days, and some of the youngsters that they've brought in on loan and also up through the ranks are certainly impressing. The young Polish lad Mikołaj Olejski looks impressive in a Bulls jersey. I predict that young man's going to go on and have a strong career, all things being equal.
The reporter who was at the Dewsbury Hull KR game for Radio Leeds sounded as shocked as anything when Dewsbury actually scored.
It's not looking. It's a sharp decline for Dewsbury this year.
Yeah, and credit to Swinton for being so competitive down in France there against Toulouse. It's they are probably the best side that's only got 2 points this season. The way they've gone so close in games against full time or near full time sides.
Yeah,
you know, London, Toulouse. They had a good dig against Bradford too. They've been unlucky.
They've lost in close games, which augurs well for them in terms of what they'll want to achieve.
Did they beat Brad?
We beat them.
Yeah,
but it was only by a try and a drop.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate, hasn't it?
Absolutely nothing in it. Into League One, then it was round 2 of League One fixtures. Hemel were defeated 10-58 by Hunslet. It was Oxford 6, Workington 20. We got some feedback in on this one, Mark.
Yeah, we have Ollie Smith. He said, first time I'd made it down to watch the lads this year, and the first half was definitely the best Oxford have played in our 5 years. To lead an experienced Workington side for nearly 30 minutes and go in 6-6 at half-time was terrific. Chatted to a few of their fans, and both agreed refs spoiled the second half with a 17-11 penalty count, preventing the game from developing into a real contest. Worky lads felt like they got out of jail. #come on you Blues.
Wonderful. And Tim G also got in touch for us.
Yeah, the ground announcer down there said, great defence from Oxford, and we did well to take the lead and keep it for most of the first half. A switch off in concentration either side of half time, combined with some random decisions and a bag full of penalties which killed the game off. Lots of positives to take up to Whitehaven next week.
And it's Whitehaven we go to next, Mark. It was 10 points to 24 in favour of the visiting Toronto Wolfpack.
Yeah, and we have something in from Cumbrian RL13. Says, Mud Bath, 34 mud monsters battling superbly, respect.
Yes, it does sound like it was Cumbrian.
It was ridiculous.
Sunshine.
I was watching it and Emma looked up from doing her work and she was like, how do you know what's happening? How do you know who's who?
You're like some fucking legend.
Well, I was like, yeah, I'm basically going off the structures that the players are stood in. So if there was a defender in the attacking line, then I'd struggle.
You would assume he knows his teammates well enough to tackle the right geezer.
It was an absolute mud bath, and I felt a bit sorry for Whitehaven. Whilst they didn't create an awful lot, and so probably didn't deserve to beat the Wolfpack, who were consistently able to break them down the Wolfpack's attacking left edge.
Yeah. The golden edge.
Well, we're not doing that, are we?
No, we can do it for other teams.
Oh, right. Well, why can't we do it for the team that's actually performing magic out there on a weekly basis?
The Castleford left edge, I'll give you that.
Well, Castleford's both edges. They're like the golden double edge.
God. We're in danger of making a rod for our own backs here. Carry on.
Well, you started it.
No, you started it. You patently started it by coming up with that atrocious nickname for your side's left edge.
Just now you did.
No genesis of that. Carry on.
Anyway, because I don't think Toronto's first try was a try. I thought Craig Hall had gone into touch, and I think there was questionable forward passes on 2 occasions, certainly one of the passes, on their second try, but they were the better side. They did deserve to win, and they did.
Okay, there you go. And thank you again to Cumbria RL13 for getting in touch. Please continue to do that. Close one over in North Yorkshire, as York City Knights were 26 points to 24 winners over the South Wales Iron Men.
That must be one of the best performances that South Wales will have put in their time.
Yeah, you would think so. North Wales 8, Doncaster 44 was not as close over in Wrexham, and the Gloucestershire All Golds got a 46 points to 22 victory over the Keighley Cougars. Very impressive form from Gloucestershire, Mark.
Definitely, and we have at Eddington Wakes says, it looks like it's going to be a long afternoon when the Cougars went in the corner from their first set of 6 after the kick-off, but a super game from the forwards and 4 tries from Mo Agoro saw the All Goals home in style. The match was also streamed live on All Goals TV YouTube channel. Alan Witt said, a fantastic result for the club, and in my eyes, a great result for League One. The All Golds showed no fear and finished the game in very strong when heads might have dropped. Check out some of the highlights if you can. Very good signings showed their class. Uni lads stepping up and old heads leading the way. Keighley will play better, there's no doubt, but the All Golds are a different beast this year. And then Lee Randall, who is at All Golds SG, says, buzzing is an understatement. An absolutely brilliant performance against one of the big boys in League One. Is the gap closing with the expansion teams? Are the All Goals turning into the dark horses for 2017? Northern clubs beware, we ain't the soft Southerners anymore. Come on, you All Goals.
Excellent. You got to admire the boys' enthusiasm.
Well, I did watch some of the footage.
Did you see it?
I didn't watch the whole game. I didn't realise it was streaming live. And,
okay.
To be fair, I was like cooking and stuff when this game would have been on after or listening to the radio and that. But what did I make? I made a pasta bake, but it wasn't all that. Emma was infused about having it,
right?
But to me, it wasn't saucy enough for me.
Maybe it's saucy, dear.
Yeah.
Good lad. Okay. I'm not going down that road with you.
The Saucy Pete road?
No. I had another route to go down, but I'm far too much respect for your wife. Nothing anyway, to do with my respect for you.
But when you saw the All Goals players running, they were really showing some good shifts in pace and that sort of stuff, and breaking wide and in the middle. It didn't really necessarily matter, and they looked to be playing at a different speed to Keighley from the highlights I've seen of this one.
Right. There you go. Have they got Anthony? Is that where Anthony? Who's it ended up? The lad who was coaching at North Wales a year or so ago, Anthony Murray.
Griff.
No, Anthony Murray, the Australian fella.
He'd
been the Crusaders coach and he left, didn't he? And I think he ended up somewhere down south. I could be wrong. Maybe our Gloucestershire fans will let us know.
Anthony Griffin, or did he end up somewhere
I'm sure
else?
it's Anthony Murray.
Well, there was.
This isn't like John Joyner. It's all right.
This is us forgetting something that we know. We talked about it in the off season, didn't we?
I'm sure his name's Anthony Murray. He ended up somewhere like that. I could be wrong now.
Well, you do some more filler. Talk about the other results or something.
I certainly won't. No, I'm going to sit here and make you look it up. Elsewhere, then, Mark, it was Newcastle 24, London Scholars 22, so a close one there up in the north east. And the final game of the round saw Coventry defeated at home 14 points to 50 by the Barrow Raiders. All of which means that Toronto lead a 5-strong group of 2 from 2 sides in the early season reckoning. Of the 5 winless teams, North Wales Crusaders are probably the most surprising, and they sit bottom based on points scored. Into the NRL then, Mark, and it was round 1 this week. We all got very excited. Sydney Roosters were 28 points to 24 winners over the Canterbury Bulldogs, a game in which James Graham bagged a try assist and 126 metres. New Zealand Warriors were defeated 10 points to 26 in New Zealand by the Melbourne Storm. Brisbane Broncos were narrowly defeated at home 20 points to 21 by the North Queensland Cowboys. Brendan Loftus was kind enough to get in touch on this one. He said, wow, oh wow. Another classic full of end-to-end play, both sides moving the ball at speed and full of commitment.
No, isn't it? League Greenwood.
Nope, that's definitely not the name.
He's the head coach, but Anthony Murray has joined the coaching team.
Right, well, it's Anthony Murray who was on the coaching team.
Yeah.
That's who I was getting at. I wondered if he'd had a positive influence at Gloucestershire.
I think it's a good team there.
Good addition, yeah, good coaching setup. Well, Brendan Loftus, Mark, he got in touch with us regarding the Brisbane Broncos game. What did you say?
Sorry, I missed that. We've gone all the way onto the NRL. Did you cover?
Have we done the quiz? You'll be remarkably surprised at how well we did on the quiz. Yes, I've covered the stats so far. Everything between like you jumping in on the Anthony Murray thing and the announcing of the fact that Brendan Loftus got in touch with us has been taken care of professionally and thoroughly.
So about the Cowboys drop goal win over the Broncos, he says, wow, oh wow, another classic full of end-to-end play, both sides moving the ball at speed and full of commitment, almost 50,000 in the crowd with great TV coverage. Why does Jason Tamalolo create havoc every time he has the ball for the Cowboys, yet for New Zealand he is just another player, other than blame the coach? Cheers, lads. Do you know what? I'm gutted that I forgot to record this one. I watched some of the Warriors Storm game, another absolute rain fest, and the Warriors were in it until the second half, and then the Storm just took
advantage of the conditions. They'd be used to playing in rain, being the storm.
They stormed it up. Yeah,
there you go. That's right. Okay, Newcastle Knights got a victory, Mark. Although it was over the Gold Coast Titans, 34 points to 26.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with the Titans' start to the year. I expected a bit better from them, but Joe Greenwood did grab his first NRL try.
Congratulations.
What's his face? Dan Sargentson was scratched from the original 19, so I'm not sure what the crack was there, whether it was an injury or something. But Joe Greenwood's try, his finish was relatively routine compared to the build-up to it, but it was one of those tries that will always look good on a highlight reel for time eternal, because it was the young halfback was running at pretty quick speed when he put a high kick across to the other side of the pitch,
right?
And the Titans player jumped, knocked it back, and Greenwood took the ball and went over for his first try. So big congratulations to Joe Greenwood.
Absolutely. Manly Seagulls were defeated at home 18 points to 38 by Souths, Mark.
Yeah, we should be making some more Manly jokes when we do our This Week in League bit, because this is not a good start for the season for them. But for the Rabbitohs, Sam Burgess 160 metres, George Burgess 123 metres.
Is it old-fashioned to say that there should be an investigation into our lack of Manly jokes? That's a Jeff Tooby joke, mate. Okay.
Speaking of Jeff Tooby.
Yeah, who knows? Who fucking knows? I'll tell you what, he's had the longest...
Ever since he's gone back to Australia, though, you've started winning games. You need him.
We need him to get his fucking visa sorted out. The Canberra Raiders were beaten 42 points to 16 up in the capital by my Sharkies, Mark.
Yeah, Hodgson and Whitehead played, but to be honest, Whitehead had a mare, and they need to think about, Turner in the centres and get Whitehead back in the pack.
There you go.
Hodgson seemed to pick up an injury halfway through the game, but battled on, and Canberra it was the worst I'd seen Canberra play in 12 months.
Wow. There you go. West Tigers were defeated 2 points to 36 by the Penrith Panthers, and it was St George Illawarra Dragons 16, the Penrith Eels, the Parramatta Eels 34.
Yeah, Gareth Widdop grabbed another try for St George Illawarra in this defeat, so he's trying to keep the pressure up on the Star Boys, Gale and Williams, over this side
there
of
you
the
go.
world.
One other fixture to bring you some news on. Ireland's under-20s played the West of England Lionhearts and narrowly lost out 32 points to 36.
Yeah, Tim G Radio said 4 tries to man of the match Dan Brooker and a great game from fellow Cavalier George Lenton Hall. So the West of England touring team come from behind to beat the Irish under-20s side. The side featured players from Swindon St George, Southampton Spitfires, Somerset Vikings, Bath Romans, Cheltenham Phoenix, Gloucester Warriors, Bristol Sonics and the Oxford Cavaliers.
There you go. Well, congratulations to all involved. Excellent. Right.
Sounds like a cracker, doesn't it?
It does indeed. That's the world of rugby league taken care of for this week. Let's take a look into the future now as we bring you our predictions for round 5 of Super League. Okay, Round 5, the season is a month old, Mark, and we start on Thursday night down at the Lee Sports Village, where the Centurions take on the winless, rudderless Warrington Wolves. And do you know what? I'm going to put my neck on the line a little bit, and we're going to go for a Centurions victory. 22 points to 18, I think, Mark. I think the performance and confidence that they will have gleaned from their last 2 wins will do them the world of good. And Warrington, if you've got a pack that's shorn of confidence and a team that aren't performing particularly well, are not necessarily going to be bang up for the fight. So, whilst my head would ordinarily say Warrington are going to go for the win, I think things augur well for them.